Every year, the Nintendo Switch comes out with some fantastic games, but in my opinion, not in 2024. Let's talk about it. Nah, look, I don't want to start off with a bit of negativity, but I just haven't been playing too much Nintendo games this year. I'm looking at the main releases this year, and if you're a die-hard Nintendo fan, like that's pretty good, considering that the Nintendo Switch has been out for 7 full years. Echoes of Wisdom, Luigi's Mansion, Paper Mario, it's not bad. And of course a brand new Mario Party game, that's always going to be brilliant. I just noticed 3 remasters though, I'm not sure about that. With the new Nintendo console releasing hopefully sometime this year, I can only predict that 2025 is realistically going to be a bit worse. Anyway, let's talk about the Switch games that I've played in 2024. Starting in January, I was still actively playing Mario Wonder. Still to this day, I think it is by far the greatest Super Mario Brothers game ever. They've done a complete U-turn on the series and it's exactly what it needed. Online play, the wonder effect, the art style being completely different. It was just fantastic. I can't tell you how sick I was of just the series in general. I'm gonna say anything after the Wii version of Super Mario Bros, it was just rinse and repeat. Every single entry was the exact same game. Maybe the graphics were a bit better, but it was just the exact same. And especially for the deluxe version on the Switch, that is literally Super Mario Bros. U on the Switch. Wonder was such a breath of fresh air. This was one of the only games I've ever played where I enjoyed every single second of it. And I went in 100% of this game, so that's a serious thing to be saying. I 100%ed it in about 3 to 4 months, so considering it came out in October, that's about right that I was still playing for the beginning of the year. Next up was Nintendo Switch Sports, if you can believe that. I've made countless videos of just how shit this game is, but I just can't shake the game, man. I still enjoy playing it. Not all of the features, I have to say, but mostly just the golf mode. I love the golf mode on this thing. The rest of them, honestly, if they were like completely shut down, I wouldn't care as long as I just had the golf. I made a series trying to get -18 on Nintendo Switch Sports Golf. Now, I never did it, but that did tide me over for like, honestly, like maybe half of the year. I was really grinding it for some reason. Look, I've said enough about Switch Sports, okay? It just wasn't good enough. It's a very lazy version of like Wii Sports. They put a lot of thought and effort into the online mode because like in this day and age you need it, but it was just so bad. You can get through the ranking system, honestly. If you were to play this game a lot, you could probably get through the ranking system in like a month if you were really sitting down and playing this game, which is really difficult to do because Nintendo Network just never works. It's fucking shocking. The one feature that I was positive they would bring back was the stamps from Resort, but like they never did. That's such a small part of Wii Sports Resort, but it adds like hours worth of content onto the game. So yeah, I played it for, you know, a couple of months here and there, you know, not really like every day, just whenever I could. But you'll never believe, after 3 years of radio silence, they actually added new DLC to the game. So then that had me thinking, oh look, I actually might like properly start getting back to this game. I'm really excited. So they added basketball. Like, would I say this is like a new game? Like, no, it's just DLC, but I still played it. I did not play it for long though, no joke. I played this game for 45 minutes and I never played it again. It is probably the worst mode in the entire game. It is so bad. I streamed it once, never again. The 2v2 mode is literally just shaking the remote. Like there's no skill set or anything like that. It's just shaking the remote. I'm gonna put up a clip now. Here is how every single game went. Maybe this is the first one with real people. Maybe they just give it to you straight away. They give you the first game so you kind of get into it. What the f was that? Are we seriously playing this game right now where you take a shot instantly? What is this bollocks? Is this the actual game we're playing? Give me the ball this time. Pass it. Pass it. Pass it. Pass the fucking ball, you little... God, what are you doing, man? Fucking pathetic. I'm not going to delve into too much detail because I already made a video about it, but it was just so lazy, okay? It is such a dumbed down version of the Wii Sports Resort one. It's unbelievable. Like, if you were to compare both of them, graphics aside, you'd think, oh yeah, like the Wii Sports Resort is the newest entry. It has to be, because 2v2 instead of 3v3. You can't control the other player. You're only allowed to control one player. You can't move around with a joystick. I played one game of the 3-point challenge I got 27 on my first go. That is unheard of in Wii Sports Resort, okay? For context, the hardest stamp to get is the 3-point challenge on Wii Sports Resort because it's just so incredibly hard to get a perfect game. I nearly got a perfect game on my first game of this basketball thing, so like it just shows how bad it was. So yeah, I still enjoy golf to this day, but basketball, man, that's just such a waste of my time. Next up was Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door. It is a remaster of a GameCube game, and it is the first Mario RPG that I've ever played. I put a decent amount of time into this game, but in the end, I never finished it. I thought it was very slow paced, and for me, that was the biggest downfall. I just couldn't fully enjoy the game. It was just really slow. Of course, obviously it's really story driven as well, so because it's the first RPG I've ever played, I didn't really know how much dialogue there was. There's so much to be reading. Completely slows down the pace of the game. For me, it was kind of like you're getting into the game now, we're getting into a few battles, but then it just completely slows down again when people start talking, because there's just a lot of talking in the game, a lot of stopping and starting, you know? Now, I'm not like giving out, that's how an RPG is, but I didn't enjoy this one. I'll spoil it now. I did enjoy Mario and Luigi Brothership, so I thought I was the problem, but I just don't enjoy it. Like, comparing it to Brothership, it's night and day. I thought Brothership was much better paced and had a lot more like options when you're attacking and all that. You had a lot more to choose from. I thought Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door was very linear as well. Ultimately, I enjoyed grinding Mario and Luigi. I really never thought it was worth it in this game. Now, obviously, we have to remember that like it came out 20 years ago, so of course they're going to be completely different. Next up was Go Vacation. Again, another really random ass game. Yeah, man, like I still find myself going back to this game. It was revolutionary at the time. It was basically Wii Sports Resort with free roam. I mean, the map was absolutely gigantic for a Wii title, you know what I mean? Like the 4 separate areas of this island had like a feeling of The Sims, because you could kind of create your own house and you could like, you know, do all these different things. You can go to the beach, you can go to the snow resort, the city, the mountainous range. It was just unbelievable. And then when they remastered it for the Switch, like of course I had to get it. Does it really have a story? Like not really, or all you have to do is just go play every single one of the activities, which by the way, there's 50 activities, and that's not including like game modes. So in reality, like there's probably around like plus 100. Stuff to do in this game is just huge. So like it ends pretty quickly. I think you could finish this game in like 2 hours really. It's really short. But what keeps me coming back is the badges. Now, we talked about the Wii Sports Resort badges. There is a lot more, and they're not as hard, but there is just so many of them. And I think the reason they put them in is because you really play every inch of the game when you're going for these badges. So that's kind of what I'm always grinding towards. I don't know, like one day maybe I'll get them, but there's just hundreds of them. There's so much to do. Next up is a new release that I actually enjoyed, but some people would call this a DLC. It's Sonic X Shadow Generations. I've said this in plenty of my videos. I am not a big Sonic fan, but this was a Sonic game done extremely well. First and foremost, it's really short. I completed the entire game in around 5 hours. What I really appreciated was before getting into the gameplay, it actually showed you like a small recap of Shadow's story, which by the way is fucking traumatic. I can't believe like that's in a kid's game. I really appreciated it because then I can go into the game. I kind of know what I'm playing for, you know, I'm not just going into it blind. I know what's happened. I know what Shadow is trying to achieve. Every stage was like such a treat. The way the levels were designed were like fucking class. My favorite kind of levels was when there was the evil villain guy. He's kind of floating around and he's like shape shifting the entire level around you, and it's a lot like Inception. It really fucks with your head, but I thought the levels were fucking sick, man. The boss fights reminded me a lot of Sonic Frontiers, and I loved the boss fights in Sonic Frontiers. There's just something about these like 1,000-foot fucking monsters standing over you while this rock band is playing. Oh man, it's just so sick. It's like just so cool. Fair to say, I had a fantastic time. And then for the very end of the year, I was really grinding Mario and Luigi Brothership. It's funny, like I never played an RPG game before, but then I played 2 in 1 year, and a Mario one at that, like, so I thought it was pretty interesting. So like I've talked a bit about it already. I loved it. I thought the beginning was a bit slow. It took a long time to get like essential equipment, like, you know, it takes around 4 to 5 hours before you get the hammer. And then another really important feature for me was being able to like fast travel. When those two were unlocked, I felt like the game really took off from there. The story was like pretty childish. Like, I don't know what else to say. It is a kid's game, but like the story was extremely simple. In my eyes anyway. I thought it only got interesting at like the very end. I mean, like the whole story revolves around like, oh, how friendship can fix everything. Really, that's what the game is about. Outside of the story, I loved the gameplay. As I've said already, there's just a lot more options than Paper Mario. With the option of like the battle plugs and the bros attacks and like the normal attacks, the combinations are just endless. There's just so many ways that you can tackle every single enemy. It's just unbelievable. Just like in Sonic X Shadow Legends, the boss fights in this game were also just fucking incredible, and I enjoyed every single one of them. Now usually there's like one or two boss fights I hate, but all of them were just so good and they were all so different, and there was just so many ways of going about all these boss fights. I thought they were just amazing. I always felt like grinding the game was a reward, because something like, you know, defeating the boss fight would like shoot you up 2 levels straight away, and as for anyone who played the game, you know, going up levels is just the right way about it, because you can unlock so much more powerful stuff so much quicker. The only real issue I had with this game was the final 5 to 6 hours. Like, the game kind of tricks you into thinking that the game is over. Like, you defeat a boss and then it's like, oh, okay, you defeated me, yeah. Then bah, someone comes back and now it's like a new evil villain. They did that for like, honestly, like 3 or 4 times, and I was just sick of it at the end. Even, you know, the final boss, when you're fighting them, like, you've defeated them, everything's dead, they actually come back out and you're like, I can't believe I have to fight this guy again. You're joking me. You know, that was my only issue, was that it went on just way too long at the end. It's like, you could have pulled back like 5-10 hours and it would have been perfectly fine. So yeah, those are the Switch games I've played this year. Like, I don't even know what to tell you, man. Actually, before this video, I was like, oh yeah, what a great idea, I'll review all the games I played this year. It's like one brand new game, honestly, you know, that came out this year. Yeah, I regret it, man. I wish I put a bit more time into playing Switch games. Like, the only other games I played was like on my iPad and stuff like that. For, you know, the final year that's in it, I want to play as much Switch games as I can before the, you know, the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out. I'm not fully sure what to expect from next year. Like, I really hope there's a Switch 2 and that we can, like, you know, start like getting the big games again, like, you know, a new 3D Mario, Mario Kart 9, new Zelda game, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, look, if I have to rate them, my favorite was probably Mario and Luigi Brothership, because I put so much time into it. Probably then Sonic X Shadow Generations. I really enjoyed Super Mario Wonder. Even though it didn't come out this year, I really enjoyed it. Go Vacation, The Thousand Year Door, Switch Basketball was last, because that's the shittest game ever. But that's the games I played this year, ladies and gentlemen. Really hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe. Have a good day. Bye.